Hey everyone, I'm Sarah with Fisher-Price Ranch. First off, please subscribe. I think I only need like 58 more subscribers and we're going to hit 1,000, so keep them coming. So we're actually preparing for a storm, so I thought it'd be a good idea to show you guys how we prepare. How we prepare the animals and ourselves on getting ready for the storm. So the storm that we have coming in, which is a first in many months, but we're expecting some rain. It's extremely windy outside, and we're also going to be expecting some snow. So we got to kind of prepare for anything, and of course, never trust the Weather Channel. They say you're going to get an inch of snow and you get a foot or more. So we always prepare for the worst, just in case, because you never know. So one of the first things that we do is always the animals. Animals always come first in our eyes, and we kind of get by for us. So anyway, for the animals, what we're doing is we're going to fill up all their feeders, make sure they're completely full, and we always do, usually with the way that our feeders work for our animals, we can feed them for about almost a week. So we usually make sure they're tip-top full, they have tip-top full waters, nice clean waters, and then because it's going to be cold, if you guys saw in my previous video, we put the water heaters in the stock tanks. So we got to turn all those on, plug them all in, and I did go ahead and pick up another one because I only had 2, I needed 3, and so it's a little bit different from my other ones, but it's exactly the same. It's still 250 watts. It can go in plastic or metal containers, and it's still about the same size container as my other ones. So I can show you guys the box that it came in. That way, if you're looking for it, you know what to look for. And I did get it at Tractor Supply. So also one thing that I do for my goats for winter time, the only change that I do in their feeding is I give them a big protein tub, and that's just because it's cold. We don't change their feed any other way. So they're only getting grass hay. We don't give them any grain or anything. So we just give them a protein tub just for that little bit extra protein for the colder months, and also because they're pregnant and they will be nursing kids. So anyway, let's head out and see what we got. Alright, you're in the way.
Oh well.
So I did stop off at a friend's house. Thanks to Gina, she gave us all of her scraps from her garden. So these are all the outer leaves of her cabbage. We've got celery, all different stuff in here. I think there's a bunch of oregano. So I think the oregano will probably dry for us for seasonings, for cooking in the kitchen. And she did say that some of the celery was still good. She just ran out of room. So we could probably still harvest some of that. But all the leaves and the cabbage leaves and everything will go to the goats and the chickens. So this is a 125-pound protein tub, and as you can see, Brandon has no problems. So that's the tub that we get. It's a Dumore. Show you guys real quick. Here it is. It's a Dumore General Purpose Solid Feed Supplement. So it is like I said, a protein tub. That's the brand there, D-U-M-O-R. And then this is that de-icer that I was telling you guys about. So you guys can find this at Tractor Supply. Alright, and then because I think I mentioned it before that we've had such a bad drought that the animals have actually left the area looking for water. And so the birds are coming into my pond like crazy, so I bought some black oil sunflower seeds to give them a little bit of feed. We have probably 50 to 100 birds in our yard at a time, so that'll at least give them something because there's not much to eat out here. And then of course we have our chicken feed. I normally get Onate, which is a smaller feed company out of New Mexico, but they were out, so I went to Nutrena. Nutrena is my second favorite feed. And then for winter time, because normally we just give our chickens the layer pellet, but wintertime we add in scratch grains because the corn and everything helps keep their body temperature warm, and that way they don't get chilled. So the dogs are helping us out. They have a jump gate from the goat pen. I normally keep it closed, but it's open, and so they're out in the yard today. But they'll go back in with the goats when I feed. I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if you could see this, but normally there was that big trailer here, and it's gone. We got it sold yesterday, so that was really nice. It helps clean up the yard, that's for sure. All we gotta do is get rid of all of our pots from all of our old trees, and then it'll really clean up the yard. Alright, so we're gonna fill up our chicken feeder. It's mostly empty. They still have a little bit left in there. If you guys have not seen this feeder that I built, I'd like to build a nicer one, but it works for now. But if you've not seen this feeder, it is a goat-proof feeder, and it absolutely works. So you'll have to check out my video on that. But it holds about 150 pounds of feed. Alright, so that was about 100 pounds of feed. There was still some in the bottom, and then there's still plenty of room. So it definitely holds 150 pounds of feed.
I like frisbees.
Come on, chickens!
I want some for yours, yeah?
Yeah, this is a whole nother bag of it. So we can give the chickens all this. So we're going to give the boys some of the goodies now. What are you guys doing, huh? Here, Rocky. Did they not like it? Or Buddy just isn't sure? Goldie, you better move. Watch it, girl. All right. Here you go, girls. Got your protein tub now. These are nice too because we can reuse the tubs later. Cabbage! There's capers. Here.
No, that's the bag. Silly.
Here, Bonnie. Good girl. Alright, so yesterday, because we anticipated the storm, we went ahead and filled their feeders. So they're tip-top full. And these hold, we do one full-size 3-string bale and then two 2-string bales because we mix our hay. So they get Bermuda, and then they get the grass hay, which is a darker green. It's got a mix of stuff. So you can kind of see the difference in it. The width of the grass leaf is also different. And then they have theirs full as well. So normally before a storm I like to clean out the goat pens because if we're going to get rain, I don't want it to be all mucky in here, but because we're getting like 50-plus-mile-an-hour winds, it's getting to be very hard and it'll be difficult to clean this out. However, with it being that windy, as you can see, half of it's already blown away. So I'm not too worried about it, and I don't think this storm is going to dump a lot, but you never know. But I think the amount that has blown away, it's not too bad. Alright, so unfortunately I am a little shy on my electrical cord, so I have to get one next time I run to the store, hopefully maybe this evening, but probably not till tomorrow. But for the goats and the dogs, you know what really sucks is all this wind. I just cleaned these spotless yesterday, but it's just on the top. I have a net. I'll probably skim off all that hay and dirt that I can. But anyway, this is the only tank that won't have a heater tonight, but I think it'll be okay. But I just need a cord that's long enough. I thought I had one out here, but I guess I didn't. But I did get the one heater in their pen, so that one's done. We got their molasses, or their protein tub out here, and so I think the only other thing I'm going to do for this storm is, because we have so many goats in here, and only the 2 shelters over here, I've got 3 goats over there for that shelter, so I'm going to go ahead and close this pasture, and I'm going to go ahead and open this one up, and we'll just close them off of that chute, and that way it opens it up, and then that door is open, and they have that barn for tonight's weather and tomorrow, and also the next day is when we're supposed to get the snow. So that'll give them enough shelter to get out of the weather. Alright, so one more thing that I did want to show you guys. Okay, so these 2 girls are here in the breeding pen, and I did notice today Hopscotch looked like she is going into heat, or is in heat, or is in heat and has recently gotten bred by Bazooka, which is what I'm hoping. Of course she's going to pee right now. So I'll show you guys in a minute, but there's Bazooka. And I don't know if they've bred yet, but if you look at her rear, if she'll sit still, girl. Of course she's going to poop now. But if you look at her vulva, she's got white goo, and it's all stuck to her. And so that's either a sign that she's in heat, or that she's been bred. So we're going to keep that on the calendar and hope that Bazooka did get the job done. And that way, maybe, hopefully, she'll be bred and we'll have kids in, oh, what would that make it? End of March? So that would be great. Oh, girl, that would be great. As for Coconut, she is still yet to go into heat. They've only been in the breeding pen for about 3 days right now. 3 or 4 days, I can't remember. No heat on her that I've seen. He's messing with her. I don't know if he's trying to get her into heat or what's going on with her, but we did treat her for maybe a possible uterine infection. We're hoping maybe that was the cause, that she's unable to get pregnant again. She's been pregnant once before, but miscarried. So we're hoping with the treatment of heavy antibiotics that we will hopefully get kids out of her. So keep your fingers crossed. Here's a quick little update on Peppermint. She's starting to put some pressure on her leg, which is great. So we gave them the protein tub, and they're already checking it out. You can see where they've kind of already scratched at it a little bit. So they do enjoy these a lot. Some people don't like to use them because if the goat's too crazy, they could break a tooth. So, you know, there's not a whole lot you can do to prevent that, but sometimes we'll add a little bit of water to just soften the top of it a little bit. But it's fresh, so it's pretty soft already. Alright, well, I hope that this was helpful. Maybe helps you guys get things figured out before a storm. The thing that we do, the main thing is that make sure that they have enough food and water for days, because you never know what could happen. We could lose water. We could get snowed like 6 foot, not be able to move anything. It makes it a lot more difficult. Hey. And so for us, we just make sure that we have firewood and you know, food, water, that kind of thing. So anyway, I hope that this was helpful, and we'll see you guys next time.